So who is talking there with you? Because evidently you got me on speaker. So who, Sarah? Who else in Lynn Care is sitting there talking to you? Wow, that sounds like somebody standing there. Okay. Broke by me? Wait a minute. Well, stop right there. Stop right there before you go any further. Now, how am I going to get up? Now, they tried a crowbar. They asked me if I had a crowbar. They were going to try to bend that broken bar. See if they couldn't bend it back out. So, how could I break that bed? How could I bend that bar? I'm disabled. I'm disabled. I can't move this thing. I can't get under it. Excuse me? Well, they said that more than likely UPS. They said more than likely UPS it was damaged in UPS, and they said that yes, whoever delivered put it together would have seen that. Now that's what they're saying. I'm just saying. Oh, we got somebody else there. I hear a man's voice. Uh huh. Is Perry the one that was? Is he the one that's telling me that it's don't take it that we are that we don't like you? It's not about that we don't like you. That we're trying to get this fixed. And that this is stuff like UPS does, and this should have, this should have not been delivered. Actually, Barry was. I liked him. I liked him, and I shook his hand. I believed him when he told me that. Mr. Barry, he says we'll give you a call Monday, Tuesday. He says, we see that this was bent, and this is something that we see, done through in shipping, and so he was very sincere about it. And I was very hopeful with this, Tara. I thought, okay, great, great. That we're on this road to resolution because I've sat there and told them in the office, I've got this lung infection that I got to be in an upright position. Laying down causes the fluid to spread throughout my lungs. I can't breathe. So I need the upright position. But I didn't get a phone call, and so I called Wednesday and I talked with Keith. And that didn't work out talking with him. It's like now it's changed. Now everything has changed. And so it went from, Miss Tamara, we know that this was damaged en route. We're gonna get this fixed, we're gonna get this taken care of. And they said we called Oklahoma City. He said that he called Oklahoma City to Lynn Care, and they didn't have any beds. And I know he was telling me the truth because I called them, and they said no, we don't have any beds. And they weren't the only ones that I called. So I know Keith was telling me that yeah, he's telling the truth that no, they didn't have any beds. Okay, well they didn't have any beds. There's other Lynn Care company branches. Okay, so I made lots of phone calls. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to say anymore. I made lots of phone calls. So I am needing this bed fixed. We know it's been established that it was damaged. It was damaged in shipping. Well, you can sit there and try to make him the the scapegoat. I don't appreciate that because I don't think that I don't think so. I just see here this is the problem that I am a client. This is my insurance. And why is it are you guys arguing with me? Why can you not talk to me professionally? Why is it that you are such with such energy? You're on the attack, and I feel right now I'm shaking. You have me very fearful of you. I'm very fearful. You already told me that you are washed your hands of it. That's what you just said. You said that it was no longer it was not under warranty. We're no longer liable. Wash your hands. Yeah, under warranty means that you guys can sit there and go, well, we don't have to do nothing. That's the reason why we haven't done anything. Okay, then I apologize. Okay, please tell me. I'm listening. I need a face-to-face conversation with my doctor. Why can you not contact my doctor and tell my doctor that the shaft on the bar that raises the head that's attached to the motor was bent and busted the motor? So they'll pay for a new one. So I have been trying for so oh God. How long when you deliver that bed? When you deliver that bed, how long is the warranty? Okay. So you delivered it in January 2020, and I called February 2021. that the bed was broken. Yeah, I have it. I have it. It was broken on February 2021. And yeah, I told you all that. I have to have this in the upright position. But when I took it down from the upright position was when I had a PCA here and we needed to flip the mattress. And so I laid it fully down. That was the first time since I had it that it was completely put down in a laid position. When I went to raise it, that's when it was broken. It wouldn't raise. So it has set up in an upright position from the moment that it was delivered. And as I have said, and I have told you all, that this lung condition, I have to have that bed upright. And that is gotten worse because that it is laid down. And I have gotten no kind of help. Nobody's come out here. It is in 2022. It was in April when Greg came out. April 2022. 14 months later. Uh, well, I guarantee you it isn't going to be through Lincare. I've been going over the Facebook and I've seen a whole lot of comments there, Tara. And oh, I know, Tara. It allows you guys have been wanting out from underneath this. You've been doing everything. Your staff has been doing everything to get up from underneath this. And by what I'm looking at, I know that I'm not a targeted person. I'm not being individually targeted. What I'm seeing is that there is a lot of problems, which is one of the reasons why that I work with the state's offices. That yes, of there's a lot of companies that are doing nothing but embezzling people's insurance money. And this right here, a defective bed that was delivered, and Greg can sit there if you guys so wish. He can sit there and let them in court or whatever. Let the repair guys come at it. I've got the testimony that they're saying that yes, he says UPS, that's when they get damaged. Yes, this is the type of damage that they see happens when en route shipping, and that yes, it was seen, it could not have missed that. It was just give the person what you got and go with it and get away from it as much as you can because that's what a lot of these places do. This is what they do to people. When a person finds out what they have done and when they try to get things corrected, then it's all out assault on that client. I have had people come to me telling me about what this company has done to their loved ones, that they're ended up in the hospital with looking at part of their bodies being amputated because of the neglect from these companies and stuff. And I've been, I'm fed up with it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to have a company. I'm done with the stuff like this. I have been so, I have been so terribly mistreated. I have been attacked. I have been character assassinated. My case managers have been lied to about it. I have played these recordings. That way they know that I'm not making this up. I am telling you, Tara, I'm trying to talk to you professionally. that there is, I know this behavior with the little Indians, what they like to do is that they're like little kids trying to get the adults to fight each other, and they get a big kick out of that. They're able to do that because whoever gets to run to the chief and gets their side in, boy, they can manipulate you into thinking that they are golden. And so when you talk to another chief, you're already at a stance. You're combative. You are not going to be compliant. You are not going to listen. You're going to come to the meeting, and it's going to be this type. It is not going to be where two mature, educated adults, because I've been administration level. I've been in charge of a multi-billion dollar companies. I was a quality control inspector. The meat that I inspected, you and your family ate it. And I am the one that I was one of the first quality control inspectors that when I saw a black spinal cord on that beef, I sent it down to be destroyed, even though that my supervisor told me that if he ever caught me doing that again, he would fire me. Did I understand that? I said, yes, you told me you ever caught me doing that. Again, you would have my job. Later on, I spoke with the USDA inspector, and I said, does that make cow disease? The international USDA inspector. Yes, it was. So I sat there to protect people, that I sat there and I destroyed that. I had the responsibility of multi-billion dollar companies. I have worked in the oil field. I hold the record of being the first woman to be a roustabout foreman in the history of American oil and gas. You can go on to the website American Oil and Gas. Go on there, look me up. You can see it. You can see the story. So I ran crews for oil companies, oil and gas companies. From there, I went into medicine. I have built refineries. And so I work on a health, I work on an administrative level. And people who think that if I'm not driving an $80,000 car and I'm not driving a 250, or I'm not living in a $250,000 home, then I'm a nobody or nothing. And it's a perfect setup. I love it. I love it because people are going to treat you according to how they think of you. And they will never know at what level of the government that I work cases for, or what medical facilities did I save, or what doctor's license did I save, and which ones did I take away, which ones I closed down. They would never suspect that. But I always do. I have a rule in it that when I'm talking with the chief, I will give them the opportunity to try to work with me, see what's going on, and if they if they are very sincere and working to turn things around and work with me, then we go no further with things. I leave that decision into those people's hands. It's your decision what you want to do. If you want to try to work with me, that's what I want to see. If you don't, if you want to sit there and come at me, you want to attack me, you want to sit there and go by what they're saying, because they don't want you to know that how they're playing you. I know they're playing you. And if you don't want to listen at this point, you want to go by what they did, then you made my decision for me. I cannot I cannot do it any further. I cannot, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to, because you made my decision for me. And I've even had doctors sit there with a grin on their face, thinking that I couldn't do it. That what they were doing, I knew was illegal. One thing they didn't know was the state that they were in was a state where went. I was getting my doctorate in fields of medicine, and where I hold records. So I knew what he was doing was illegal, and he's grinning at me. He's discharging me because I'm not letting his PAs do what they want to. I get a hold. I sat there and watched that with my mother and told him, I said, I'm going to wipe that smirk off your face. He just grins even more, in front of his people. And I get a call 3 days. on the morning. I have a friend that went to him. She goes, Tamara, I'm at Doctor such and such office. There's two agents here with chains and padlocks, and they're going through all his files. Yeah, that's what he chose. He chose to put himself in that position. I gave him an opportunity. I sat there and tried to talk with him, but he thought that I was nothing, no one. That I was just Jane Doe. I had no importance. I had nothing. I was nobody. I didn't know nothing about medicine. And the next thing, 3 days later, he don't have a clinic. He don't have a license. And I've done it in Oklahoma. It ain't Oklahoma ain't the only state. So I've tried, Tara. I've tried to work with your people. And I have tried getting to supervisors. And it always seems that when I'm reaching that level, the phone is disconnected. I'm put on hold and it's disconnected. So the problem is that I've got healthcare agencies that you have employees who have lied to, and we've been on the phone actually this week discussing it. We were on the phone last week and make it even more known because they're not happy that they got lied about. And I said, you thought that these people that when you work with other agencies, you're going to think they'll lead you to think that they're working with you and that you guys can connive together. So how does it feel? How does it feel to have them turn around and lie about you? So now you know that they've been lying about me. It don't feel too good, does it? They go, no, it doesn't. I said, well, at least now you know. Now you know who's been telling you the truth. I'm straight up. I shoot straight. I shoot straight. I don't play games. Okay. Would you give me the address of your office? What town? Give me your phone number. And what is the position that you hold? Is there a manager in the office over you, or are you the top manager? Okay, you're the top manager. Okay, and who would you call? Who would you call if there is a problem that is beyond your ability to handle it? And who's that? You will not allow me to know your area manager, or or what? Where's her location? She travels. Okay, if your area manager says she doesn't have an office and that I am not allowed to contact her, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why is it that we're a year and a half that you and I are just now talking about this situation?
Honestly, I cannot answer that. Greg never let us be aware of what was going
Well,
on. And the first time that you called and we were actually on the phone with Medicare was the first time we ever knew
when was that?
about the bed.
When was that?
Whenever I had told the Medicare rep that had called that Greg had ordered the motor for your bed, and we were waiting because it is on back order through Drive, and when we got it in, that we would deliver it. And
So,
that's what we did.
and when did, well,
Drivers tried to deliver that, they were aware, whenever they got there, that the bed was broken. So, with it not being in warranty, we can replace it, but not until we have the new order, the face-to-face discussing the use and benefits to get that fixed for you.
so when did you talk with the Medicare investigator?
I don't know the way you called. We don't know that. It could be on. We said that it was an investigation, so
Do,
Medicare will have it on file.
do you not, so you don't have access to my file? You
So
don't
I'm
have,
sure that if you go back and listen to your recordings, it'll be on there.
so you're the one that talked to the investigator on that three-way call with me?
Me, you, Sarah, and the investigator.
Okay. And so which one of you said that my case manager never called?
That was not me because I wasn't aware of it until that day.
Well, you would have heard them say that right then, because that's what was said to them.
Because I came in midway through the conversation to help
Well,
Sarah.
so you weren't there from the beginning.
No, ma'am, I was not.
So why would somebody take a phone call, handle a phone call from a Medicare investigator when that is obviously your department?
Actually, it's not my department. Everybody in this office should be able to handle a Medicare call, which they do all the time.
Oh, they're trained? They're trained to speak with Medicare investigators?
Yes.
Really? And who is that gentleman just then?
And that is your driver, Perry.
That's driver Perry. Okay. What did Perry just say?
He said that if everything is truth and that there should be no reason that it's not documented.
Well, then there'd be no problem for you to bring it up right now. You're in the office computer. You should be able to see it. What month? What month was it delivered in 2020?
I'm not at a computer. My sales rep doesn't have a computer in her office. Sarah.
Oh my goodness! I'm not a computer. Sure seems to be a lot of people present, but a lot of computers not available. There's things on the files that you cannot access. So, okay. So all of 2021, you never knew this the situation. All of 2021. Okay. All through, and then. Yeah. Yep, that was quite a ways into 2022.
Yes, that was
so this is okay. So Cheryl, all the phone calls that have been made throughout 2021 to get the bed repaired, you were never ever made aware of this situation. Is what you just said. You were never made aware of all through 2021. You were never made aware of it. Greg never told you about. He never made you aware that there was the bar was bent. That's something that you were never told about that. and clear way into several months into 2022, you were never ever had this. None of the employees made you aware of this situation until it was a Medicare investigator that while I was on the phone that he called, and that's when you first became aware of this lengthy ongoing situation.
Yes, ma'am. And that's probably about whenever we started
Okay.
finding out about Greg doing a lot of illegal stuff.
And what if Greg doing a lot of illegal things?
Yep.
That's
So,
sad to
I mean,
hear.
it's a lengthy deal. So, it doesn't surprise me that he didn't tell me nothing about it.
And so, a lot of illegal stuff. Is he in jail?
No, he doesn't work for me anymore. He quit.
Okay. So he's
After the fact of all the stuff that he was doing.
and so all the things that he was doing. And so now when I tell you that this bad, Perry said that Greg had to know that this was bent, that now you know all the illegal activities of Greg, and you're trying to tell me that I'm the one that bent it, and you fired him because of what he was doing with your company, the illegal activities.
Now,
But you knew
Tyler
this.
did not tell you that he
That's
was
what you just
that
said.
I
You
was aware
fired
of it
him
and that
because of the
now I have
illegal activities.
you can play that back on
You
recording
know.
as I'm recording as well. So I know
So
exactly what I
okay.
told you and you just flipped everything back around.
No, I did not, Sarah. You said that all the illegal things that he was doing, you had to fire him because of it.
I did not tell you I fired him. I told you straight up he quit me.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I have Terry in here to witness that and I have it on recording.
Let's put.
He handed in a resignation or he was going to work for someone else. So I very distinctly told you that he
Oh my
quit.
God! I tell you what. So he had not been telling you out of what Greg was doing, his illegal activities. You had to fire him,
I didn't
and
say I
so
fired him.
and so
Okay, so this is what Terry
that
told me
Greg.
afterwards. I
Now,
wanted to end the
okay, let's
conversation
let's
that
talk about Sarah
what needs to
now
happen in order
because
to get this
let's talk
thing
about Sarah. Let's talk about the other ones who did not.
way back.
Sarah,
Your
Tara,
Medicare call, I greatly appreciate
Tara.
your
Let's talk about the ones who your girls who didn't tell you for over a year. Let's talk about them. Why they did not tell you about the problem.
I'm not going to talk about my employees with you any further. I've explained to you what has to happen by insurance rules and guidelines. So that's what's going to happen.
Rules and
In
guidelines.
the conversation now, you have a great and wonderful
So after over a year that this problem's going on, that your employees never told you about it until Medicare investigation called. And you stated that Greg was fired.
make a call. Please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and dial your operator.
Okay. This is with Lincare hospital beds. Today is May 26th, 2022. This is Lincare out of Clinton, Oklahoma. I tell you what, I don't need to say anything. This is what the people are dealing with. She admitted that Greg, her repair guy, who was the one who delivered my hospital bed, knew that this bed was damaged. And so when I laid it down and it busted the motor because the bar was bent, the guys on May 20th, 2022, who came here said that absolutely he knew that it did. They asked me for a pry bar to see if they couldn't straighten out that bar. The supervisor stated that I had to have I could have damaged it. I'm disabled. Your two big repairmen tried to straighten out that bar with a crowbar. How am I going to damage that? For well over a year, her employees never told her about this being broken, that I called it in February 2021. She did not know about it until a Medicare investigator called in March 2022. And this is the first time that she said that she was there on the phone. No, she wasn't. It was only made known that there was one person there on the phone. This is what they are like. And this is why that the motto, if it's Lincare, buyer beware. I want to stop right now. They are not willing to be forthcoming of their superiors. This is the kind of stuff that you will get. They don't want to give names. They don't want to give phone numbers. They don't want to give locations. It is illegal, people. It is illegal for them not to give you the number two headquarters, the number to be able to contact their managers. It is illegal for them to do that. And there's good reasons why it is illegal. This right here, she is saying that her people never told her for over a year the situation about this damaged hospital bed. And now, after learning that I had talked with a Medicare investigator, and they got all of a sudden, now she's saying, "Oh, I was on the phone with that." There you go, folks. There you go. If you don't take this evidence, if you don't take this, it don't matter. You can take it to the President of the United States. One thing that they like is the thought that they can do things to you. And if you don't know enough about that field, how are you going to catch it? And so when they think lowly of you, this is what they do. And when they get themselves caught, that's why they turn on me like they do. Because they know what they've just done. Now, is Lincare in Clinton, Oklahoma, should they be allowed to be open? I would say what I want because I don't want people suffering for what these people, what bad people do. I would say clear that, clear them out of there, bring in better people, bring in better people, people who are not out to steal, thieve, hurt, harm. There's so much of it going on. And this is so much evidence. This right here, this call alone does it. Imagine, yeah, Keith and them saying, yeah, I said, you never called me. You never called me Monday, Tuesday. So I'm talking to Keith on Wednesday. Oh, well, whatever the deal, Well, I tried to get a replacement, and I called Oklahoma City, and they don't have a bed. Oh, okay. Well, I knew he'd tell me the truth, like I said. But now, because I said that they didn't call me Monday and Tuesday, now all of a sudden, oh yeah, I tried to call her and I couldn't get through. What phone number you called? Oh, called landline, the cell phone number. Yeah, landline never misses. Gotcha. Landline never misses. Landline never misses. I can prove that all day long. How is it unknown names can sit there and get through to me all day long? But these people that are responsible for equipment, medical equipment. They who are responsible for what they bring into people's homes, what they're obligated to. Oh, no, no. No, we got to distance ourselves from that. They need to be put on the list so that the day ever comes that they ever need anything, that it comes up, oh, yeah, your file shows here what you did, how you misrepresented the medical professions, the medical fields. You're harassing this person's doctor. You're harassing. Because my doctor said that my doctor feels like they are harassing me. I said, you are right. They are harassing both of us. My doctor said that. And my doctor is right. And they have caused problems. This is how good people and good doctors end up in messes, and also that they lose. They lose that doctor patient relationship. They're gone. It's broken because you got nefarious people like this who are damaging good people, that they are making everything as hard as they can for them. And this right here absolutely makes it very easy because she cannot escape the fact that never once and all throughout that year and into 2022, she never knew how bad this situation was. This is all that I can talk about because my lungs are on fire. I am shaking. This right here, this is what they do to me. It's known, it increases my pain, it exhausts me. But I had the opportunity to tell them who I am and what I do. And I can use now the spiritual laws because the spiritual laws will act much faster than man's laws. There is nothing in comparison of man's laws what the spiritual laws can do. And the spiritual laws will force man's law to uphold these laws. That's why judges will give murderers multiple life sentences. It is man's law and then a spiritual law. That's why they do it. And this, what they have done, they will pay man's law and they will also pay spiritual laws. And the thing that we have to do is try to, those who come in on this, to keep them from falling unto what these people are doing because they're not going to care about them. And these people are going to think that because of their status, that they're going to be honorable people. No, they're not. Because they'll do anything and everything to keep from being caught. That's what criminals do. So let's get this up and let us get this secured, and let's see if we can't keep people from falling victim to this type of nefarious business. It's not the business, it's the people. As my college psych professor stated, where there is any institution ran by people, you will always have
ran by humans, you will always have human problems. Yes, you will always have those who think they can do whatever they want. And when you sit there and you talk with those who built the business and ask them what they think about somebody in their business who thinks like that and who is operating like that, what do you think they think? Same thing you and I think. They'll have hell to pay. Take care, everybody. And I hope that I have the day in court where this is going to be heard. And I hope through social media that everyone will come to know and add theirs too, because my story, this right here, is being repeated everywhere. Don't let my work, my sacrifices, the attacks they've done to me, because they've disabled me. This is why that I am disabled. The fight between good and evil is very ferocious. You have no choice but to fight it. For they're in it, you'll judge yourself. That's the one thing about spiritual laws. And we've heard the saying, nobody can judge yourself as bad as you can judge you. Nobody can be as hard on yourself about what you've done than you can. And believe me, that is poetic justice. I am Miss Catherine Masters, aka TLG. I live in Oklahoma. I am 20 minutes due west of Clinton. End of recording.